When you're in that energy and you're in the energy of who you are, everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody wants a piece of you. And the pieces that they want of you are the pieces that they want to harness. They want that energy. They want that inner beauty. They want that radiance. They want that mind. They want that inner light. They want the sunshine. Okay? They need to be able to capture some aspect of you. And oftentimes when it's not your divine life partner, it's going to be someone who has an agenda. And in order for them to activate that agenda, they first have to draw you in. And this is where your intuition is invaluable. Greetings. Hello, beautiful butterflies. You're with Tanisha Ali of Butterfly Transformations, and you guys have told me that you want to hear more about how to manifest new love, and so that's what we're going to talk about. There'll be a series of new videos that relate to this particular wonderful, beautiful topic, hopefully designed to help you get excited about manifesting new love in your life, give you some tools and strategies on how to best achieve that, and also help you to get out of any relationships that you need to sever your connection with that are no longer serving you in order to bring in the new. You always hear me talk about life is a series of beautiful experiences where one door closes so that another one can open. As long as we're willing to close doors at very important and significant karmic junctures, then new doors will always open, ushering in growth, change, prosperity, abundance, and everything to fulfill your heart's desires. So this will be the second video in the series. And so if it looks like something that you are interested in digging into, please stick around to the end. If you stick around to the end, let me know by saying I made it to the end. Don't forget, and also don't forget to like, subscribe, to share, and to also give me your comments, okay? I want to hear from you. If you haven't purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, please go ahead and do so. You can get it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Stay hopeful for my second book. It's in the computer. I've got to get the time and the organization to go ahead and get that piece of work out, because I'm hoping that you will find it to be just as handy and as much of a healing asset to your journey forward. So let's go ahead and dig in. Today we're talking about manifesting new love as it relates to the significance of your intuition. Your intuition is the most critical asset and also the most critical weapon that you have to arm yourself with in order to manifest your dreams, in order to manifest your masterpiece. When your intuition is working, which it always does, but when it's working well and it has been honed and you are using it, it is very difficult to go wrong in your life. And when it comes to relationships, it's why it's so important that we be in touch with our intuition. Now, intuition is a feminine energy. So if your gender is feminine, then your primary energy is feminine energy, which means that you have cultivated, or you have, by way of blessing, a very significant amount of that energy that can be used towards intuition. And the reason why it's so important is because when you're using your intuition, when you are manifesting the love of your life, you're going to be sent tests. You're going to be sent tests by God or by the universe for a multitude of reasons. I don't pretend to know the answers to the inner dimensions of cosmic wisdom, but you're going to be sent tests that will test whether or not you're following your divine guidance and you're listening to spirit. You're going to be sent tests that will determine, have you broken a particular karmic cycle and up-leveled vibrationally to the point to where you can actually attract that perfect soulmate or that divine life partner into your life. You're going to receive all sorts of tests. And in order to pass those tests, it's important that you be well equipped. And well equipped means being able to engage your intuition. Your intuition will help you navigate narcissists that are rampant today in this world that we are in. Not that they were never rampant before, but they are rampant in ways that you cannot believe. It will help you to navigate those elements of a relationship that bring you face to face with someone who's emotionally unavailable, perhaps someone who is a third party or who is already committed in another serious relationship and has not disconnected from that relationship. It will help you to navigate that. It will help you to know if a person's energy is so far different from yours that there is no middle course, and that person's energy may bring imbalance into your life. It will help you navigate all of the other aspects of relationship that need to be navigated that make someone incompatible with you. And that is what you want to be able to discern. Intuition gives you the gift of a discernment. And if you think about it like this, traditionally, and even still, women are basically have been prey, right? We have been prey in many religious texts and so forth. You see women are tend to be referred to as the weaker, not because we are not spiritually weaker. In fact, many people would argue that we have more spiritual resilience and strength than our divine masculine counterparts. We know we brain-wise, we're well equipped to do more. We have more intraneural connectors. We are really very advanced. But because of our loving energy and our feminine energy, and because of the patriarchal paradigms in which many of us have thrived for over thousands of years, we have been exploited, we have been ravaged, we have been raped, we have been killed, we have been maimed, we have been disenfranchised in many ways, many ways. And so coming into this experience, we were given a very valuable tool to help us in a world where there's a lot of unsafety, to help us in a world where people are out for themselves, to help us in a world where everybody doesn't have a pure heart. Okay, I'm one of those people that doesn't believe in original sin. I believe that our environment impacts what we turn out to be. I also believe that fundamentally humans, men and women, are fundamentally good, all right? That we have an essence within us, a spiritual energy within us, the majority of us. Granted, we do have some people who are incarnated like they're just evil. Okay, I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who are your average person that you would meet on the street. Wants the best for someone else, okay? But we all have a shadow aspect of ourselves that makes us ill-equipped sometimes to deal with some of the challenges that life brings to us. And so we lash out. And when you live in a cultural paradigm, which is what the Eurocentric paradigm has taught us and brought us to into this country, not to say that there is not crazation all over the planet, because the planet is out of balance. But when you study how people have moved across the planet and how people have moved across Earth's landscape and how groups have lived and some of the cultural norms, you will find that the individualistic nature of societies had its birth in the Eurocentric paradigm. And so bottom line of what I'm trying to make in terms of the point is that your intuition is putting you to help you navigate the world, a world where it is not always fair, a dog-eat-dog world sometimes where people prey on other people. Women in particular are given this gift to help us navigate the world. We're also given this gift because we are the mothers of life. We are the wombs of creation. Spirit, God has chosen our wombs in order to bring life forward. And so we were given special tools to help us to connect to life force energy, to help us to connect to the lives that we bring into the world, and to help us to know when and how to navigate difficulties that come into our life based on who we are, our gender, some of the specific challenges that we navigate. So when you're talking about manifesting love, it is so important to make sure that your intuition is on target. Now, I made some brief notes that you will see me kind of look down at. But I also, as you all know, my passion is reading tarot, and I do that for a living along with a multitude of other things that give me a lot of joy. I wanted to pull 3 cards. I asked Spirit to give me 3 cards that would bring to bear information that maybe I didn't include in my notes, or information that was going to be of particular importance. And I want to just show you that real quick. In order to gauge your intuition, you have to open up your heart energy. Your heart needs to be illuminated. Your heart is a spiritual organ, and this is what this card is telling me. Your heart is a spiritual organ where the light of spirit comes in. It is a divine organ. When you are not living your life in the way that you're supposed to, it is your heart that grieves. And when your heart grieves, the rest of you grieves. And that is when you get sick. That is when you experience physical, mental, emotional, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, intellectual, if you will, financial malaise, energetic malaise. You begin or initiate a cycle in your life that leads to your ultimate peril, in the sense that if you don't pull yourself back from it, it can deteriorate your health, your quality of life, and in some of the worst cases, it can actually take your life. So your intuition is that part that allows you to see in the dark. It's your spiritual eye. It is the most ancient part of yourself, where knowledge is boundless, where knowledge is timeless, and you are able to tap into a vastness that has no logical explanation. Now, because the feminine energy is associated with the right side of our brain, it means that we're tapping into the side of our brain that is concerned with creativity and what most people would say is illogical and emotional. Over the years, many women have been targeted and put down and called emotional, but that is the part of us that brings balance to everything that we see in the world. That is the part of us that brings balance to humanity. That is the loving part of us, the receptive part of us, the creative life force energy that we bore into the world. So it's that part of you that you can only engage when you disengage this, because the intuition does not come by way of your logic whatsoever. That is very important for you to understand, so that you can differentiate when something is intuitive and when it is not. The mind, which is associated with the ego, which is the left brain, which is the masculine aspect of you, which is concerned with reason, what is logical, what has to do with rationale, form, structure, outward energy, the energy of manifesting outwardly into the world, taking action. It's a fast moving, preoccupied energy. It's the energy of strength. It's the energy of security and protection. All right. That energy is concerned with the left part of our brain. And we must disengage that in order to connect with our intuition. For some of us, in order to disengage that, we need to be relaxed. We need to be quiet. We may need to be outside on a nature walk. We may be listening to relaxing music. We may be in a dream, in a very receptive brainwave state, in theta state, or there's a state gamma state, or some of the other states that we're recognizing right now put us in an extreme state of relaxation and healing. And so when we're talking about engaging that intuition, it doesn't come in like the ego comes in. The ego comes in thinking. The ego comes in answering and being the background noise to everything that's going on. Your thoughts are really not your own, but they're constantly flowing in. And because of the ego is based in fear, oftentimes when this thing gets an idea, it runs with it. You always hear people say, oh, he's in his head too much. This is someone who's often in that 9 of Swords energy, having difficulty sleeping at night, mind is always racing, has difficulty relaxing. You wouldn't see this person meditating. You wouldn't see them being able to just sit without being preoccupied with the idiot box or technology. Idiot box is TV. Or something else. These are the people that are constantly racing. They're constantly calculating, strategizing, need to be in control of everything. Okay, the flow is missing. The harmony is missing. Intuition lives in flow. Intuition is heightened in harmony. Intuition is honed by emotional equilibrium. And in order for you to thrive and become a friend of your intuition, it's so important that you use it, but it's even more important that you be able to recognize it. Your intuition will never bring you fear. Okay, it won't bring you fear. When those packets of information are uploaded from your heart to your mind, if it's something that's to trigger your safety, then when it's uploaded to your mind and your intuitive insight is for the purpose of making you aware of something that is dangerous in your environment, once your mind gets it, then you will feel the fear. But the intuitive impulse in and of itself is not a frightening message, okay? So that's one of the things that's very important. It comes in the still of night. And when I say the still of night, I don't mean night as in day and night. I mean the metaphorical sense. It comes as a soft spoken word. Sometimes if you're really in touch with your intuition, you will feel the pitter patter in your heart. Your heart rate will increase to let you know that the heart is picking up something. The heart has the largest electromagnetic field of anything. It is so many times the brain, and it's feminine energy. The heart chakra is concerned with our feminine energy, our ability to connect, love, relationships, forgiveness, all the beauty that exists in the world. Your Mother Earth energy comes from this area. And so with the intuition, when that energy comes in, oftentimes, because the heart is such a powerful muscle, in fact, it is the heart that initiates life, not the brain. The heart begins to beat long before the brain does. All right. The other thing that's important is that because the heart gets the impulse and it uploads it to the brain, that is where it is processed and decoded. And then it is at that point that the brain becomes the faithful servant of the heart's energy of the intuition by helping you to make logical decisions, by helping you to use your reasoning and your rational capacity in order to do things that need to be done, okay? For whatever the purpose may be. You have an intuitive insight about a particular job, and so you pursue that, but you use your brain or your intellectual energy, your solar plexus energy to do your resume, to go and talk to people, and to do all of those things. But the real things that are going to matter in your life in terms of choosing a relationship are going to be how you use your intuition. So learn to get in touch with your intuition. Learn to get in that quiet state, because it's your intuition. Look at that card that came up, y'all. These are one of the cards that came up in addition to this one. This is the intuition is your light that allows you to see the snakes on your path. It's your intuition that's going to allow you to see that man that has no business being in your life, that your mind continues to try to rationalize. Okay, that your mind needs to actually command your throat chakra and your solar plexus chakra to put it into that, calling in the Queen of Swords and severing a connection with something that doesn't mean you any good. But we spend too much time up here trying to reason our way through these relationships, okay? And I think one of the reasons has to do with conditioning. We fall out of the womb being told that we need to look for our other half. And so people can spend a lifetime looking for their other half and never getting to know the whole part within themselves that will help them to attract not their other half, but another whole. And so we are groomed to search and lust after relationships and commitments, and oftentimes that causes us in a hurry, whether it be for biological reasons and trying to bear children, or trying to keep up with the Joneses and be married and buy that home, or whatever it is. We fall into these situations that consistently dishonor us. And then we fail to use the lessons that our intuition has given us in order to become stronger and more discerning and more wise. I feel like wisdom, as I mentioned sometimes, is a spiritual conference. I believe wisdom is conferred upon us by the Creator. It is a gift. It is a blessing. I believe we get it through experience. And I believe tapping into your intuition also is a gift, and it is a blessing, and it's the type of thing that if you don't use on a regular basis, you don't know how to communicate with it. It's like anything that you want to be able to work, you have to begin to spend time with it. So cultivate silence, cultivate the inner silence and peace of mind that allows you to hear that voice that comes in that speaks to you. Pay attention to your dreams. Trust the feeling that you get. My intuition typically comes in as a whole body experience most of the time. Some people get it through their gut. Some people feel it in their heart. Okay, some people hear it. It can be clairaudient. It can be claircognizant. It can be meaning something you just know. It can be clairvoyant in terms of something you see, a flash. It comes through synchronicities. It can come through smells. If you happen to be through a all over body feeling, if you happen to be clairsentient, clairalience, it can come through smell. Clairgustance, it can come through taste. But the easiest way to know when it comes in is that it's a voice that has a whisper that tells you something that you need to know, and usually you have an internal resistance to it. You don't really want to hear it, but it comes in as truth, meaning it resonates with the deepest part of yourself, meaning you know that it's right. But oftentimes you make a decision not to listen to it. And so when you don't listen to it, you can't see the snakes that are on your path. This is the Hermit card. This is the card of actually going within. And I'm so thankful to Spirit for giving me these messages. The other card I got was the King of Wands reversed. When I asked about what is something else that I need to make in terms of a point related to intuition that I may forget or that may not be in my notes, I get this card here. And so I'm looking at this card, and this is the card of passion. It is the card of fast movement. It is when we make decisions based on our feelings. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Your feelings are different from the clarity of your heart. Your emotions and your feelings are like this. Never listen to them. Never make a decision when you are very sad. Never make a decision when you are extremely happy and in a euphoric state. Your feelings come and go with the wind. They are not a reliable indicator of what is the best decision. Your feelings are an indicator of what you need to work on. Your feelings are an indicator of the shadows that are in your world that you need to work on within yourself, or other things that represent episodes or triggers that you need to pay attention to. Your emotions should take you into your heart energy, should take you into being able to understand your intuition. So if you have a restless spirit, if you're always on the go, if you allow your emotions to get the best of you, and you listen to your emotions and you're very impulsive and you don't take time to find peace and silence and stillness, that will sabotage your intuition. And that is something that you don't want. So give yourself the freedom to feel and get accustomed to your intuition. I want to make sure I get to some of the other points that I have in here, because I have so many other notes and I haven't really looked down at them. But the intuition is the internal guidance, your internal GPS that helps you to see in the dark. It helps you to navigate life. It helps you to navigate in order to find your treasures, your prosperity. It leads you to your abundance. It helps you to navigate through dangers. It helps you to make sense of things. It helps you in every possible way, and it is your most valuable tool. All right. The other thing that I want to talk about is, wow, I have a lot down here. I'm not going to be able to get to that. The key that I want to get to, as it talks about the relationship piece, and before I get to that, let me just say this. The best way to refine it and hone it is to begin to identify how your body communicates intuitively, okay? Then to begin to trust it, okay? Automatically. It's going to be the first thought without you having to think. It makes its debut as your first impression. Then to begin to act on it. The more that you begin to act on it, the more you begin to trust it. All right? Because we have a difficult time walking by faith. We tend to walk by sight instead of walking by faith. So it takes practice. It takes you to really surrender to the divine when you get those intuitive hits. It takes you to be able to really listen to that guidance and to be able to follow it and to act on it. And then last but not least, not waste time. Okay? Don't then, when you get the intuitive hit, try to talk yourself out of it through your rationale. When you meet that man and he comes into your life, and within the first conversation at dinner or within the second or third meeting, you recognize that that person is maybe what they might call an attention whore or a conversation whore. Your intuition is telling you something. Your body energy is picking that up, but you choose not to listen. All right. When you're with that individual and you notice communication coming in and you get a feeling about that communication, but because you are trustful, you don't want to invade someone's privacy, or you don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you choose not to listen, you're disregarding your intuitive knowledge. Your intuition is there to help you navigate a situation so that you never have to come face to face with it. Now, most of us have to go through the fire and be burned first. We not only have to get the intuitive hit, but we need to see the proof. We need to make sure it's true. We need to have a few experiences. We need to get burned before we actually begin to trust it. This is where we fall out of alignment with the inner harmony that has to exist in order for us to feel and be intuitively alive. Relationships are out here to teach us more about ourselves. The more learning attempts that you have in any area of your life, whether it be work, relationships, manifesting your abundance, your business, your career, the more you become honed, the more discerning you become, the greater an asset you become to yourself in your journey forward, because you have more experience, you have more wisdom, right? So intuition is there for the same reason, to help you be able to navigate those situations skillfully, to put you ahead of something that's coming your way, to help you avoid danger. And it's important to trust it, because when you are navigating a world where people prey on other people, and you are a healing spirit, and you're someone that has an inner light who loves and cares and nurtures other people. A shout out to all of my beautiful empresses out there. Shout out to my queens of swords, my queens of wands, my queens of cups, and my queens of pentacles. Shout out to all of you out there. When you're in that energy, and you're in the energy of who you are, everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody wants a piece of you. And the pieces that they want of you are the pieces that they want to harness. They want that energy. They want that inner beauty. They want that radiance. They want that mind. They want that inner light. They want the sunshine. Okay? They need to be able to capture some aspect of you. And oftentimes when it's not your divine life partner, it's going to be someone who has an agenda. And in order for them to activate that agenda, they first have to draw you in. And this is where your intuition is invaluable. It's so important to understand that we live in a beautiful world, but it's just as important to understand that you can't just pray and sit under the tree. You must tie your camel. You must be realistic. You must understand that we live in a world of polarity. You must understand that with the light comes the dark. Okay, with the light is the shadow within, the shadow in others, the shadow in our environments, the shadow within our global and international community. So when someone sees you and they decide that they see something in you that they want, oftentimes people get stuck at the physical, which is when you're a person of substance, that's the last place that you want somebody to be stuck. That might be the icing on the cake. That's not what we should be looking for as divine feminines or feminine energy, nor is that the type of thing you want someone when you're a woman of substance or an empress to be looking at you for. But oftentimes people can't get past all that glitters, all right? And so they may get stuck there. If they get to know you even more and they begin to like you and they begin to like some aspect of you that illuminates something within them. Remember, we're talking about the four major energies within the Empress energy. We're talking about the person that has clarity, that's sharp as a tack, that's very cerebral, that can see through everything, that's very analytical, logical, can put the pieces of a puzzle together. Okay, we're talking about the divine feminine energy of the Queen of Cups. She's nurturing, she's loving, she's emotionally intuitive. She can give you advice about something and may not necessarily know that much about it, but it makes sense. She's healing. She may be into nature. She may be into herbs and plants or essential oils. She has an energy of caring and of giving. You could be talking about the Queen of Wands, who's passionate, who's in her sensuality, who's in her sexuality, who goes after what she wants. She's bold, she's courageous, she's confident, she's fiery. Okay, she's the energy that magnetizes things to her. Whatever of these energies we're talking about, the Queen of Pentacles, the consummate mother, wife, single mother energy, financial analyst, gives to everything, is on the PTA, is the community volunteer, heading up the volunteer effort, is also the business person as well as the one who helps the masculine to put his money in the right places. People see those qualities and they want them. And the lower shadow aspect of them wants to get them any way that they can or have a piece of them. Now, your divine masculine, your divine life partner will see those in you and not feel threatened. He will see those in you and recognize what all the good books say, which is essentially that the feminine energy is the gift. All right, they will recognize that that is a gift. He will recognize as an emperor or as a king that you are the gift that will help him to leave a legacy, that you are the gift that will work in partnership with him in order to move the kingdom forward and to expand beyond its borders. And he will want you on his team, and he will admire you, he will honor you, he will respect you. When he sees you, he will light up, he will make your life simple, he will not betray and cross your boundaries, he will value your opinion. You won't have to knock on his head 10 times to get your point across. He will respect you. He will never call you out of your name. He will love you in a way that you've never been loved before. This is the divine counterpart who is not threatened by any of those things and does not want to harness those things. Your divine life partner will recognize that you are not only in partnership with him, he will see the partnership as a privilege. He will not view you as a possession. He will recognize that you don't belong to him, that you belong to the cosmos, that you belong to the creator. And your divine masculine will understand that your purpose is to give and to heal and to bring your divine feminine forth within the family environment so that he and you benefit, but also it is there as a gift to help order up other things in the world. So he's not going to try to harness it. He's not going to try to possess it. He's not going to choose the part of you that he wants, your Queen of Wands energy, and not want to deal with your Queen of Swords energy. He's not going to suck the lifeblood out of you in terms of your Queen of Cups energy and then leave you to fend for yourself as a Queen of Pentacles. He's not going to do that. But what is going to help you to get to that place where you get to decide if this is the right person for you, and if you get to see past the Seven of Swords energy, the calculating, the mind games, the lying, the manipulation, the emotional unavailability, and all the profound ways that you have a sense that you're being breadcrumbed in a situation, or you're being taken for granted, or that something else is going on and you don't need the physical proof for it. That is only going to come from your intuition. We're going to continue this video in this series. I'm going to create several more videos to help you get a feel for the energy of discernment and how to use your intuition in situations that you are in. But this video is getting kind of long, so I want to begin to close out. But I want to close out by saying to you that when you get that intuitive voice about another person that you're dealing with, listen to it. Because your intuitive voice is putting you on notice, because now you're getting ready to get the red flags. And the red flags will come about in a way of things a person will say, things that they will do, and other things that you will observe in your environment, and things that you will feel when around that person. When you're around someone and you feel anxiety, that's your intuition. You have no reason to feel anxiety that you can put your finger on, but you feel anxious. Your heart is not at rest. You do not feel at peace with this individual, okay? When something happens in the relationship and the partner says something, or they make a comment, or you're in the middle of a session, whether it's a love-making session or a conversation, and something happens and it affects you a certain way, okay? You may view it as emotional, but what is happening is your body, your psychic energy is decoding that person's energy. And remember, it doesn't communicate in terms of the language that we understand as words, as English. It communicates differently. Your body has the most ancient knowledge almost that is available to us, and it is important to listen to it. So when you're in an environment and you feel uneasy, or you have this reoccurring thought that continues, I think this person is a narcissist. I think this person is playing a mind game. I think this person is really trying to control me. I think this person is jealous. Jealousy is not a compliment. That's not something to strive for. That's not something to desire in a relationship with a man to the extent that it makes a person feel like they can possess you. Things begin to come out in the relationship that you may not be consciously cognizant of, but they look like control. They look like someone feeling insecure and needing to exercise some type of authority over your life, somehow stripping you of your autonomy. When you have to change for someone, when you feel as though you're walking on eggshells, these are ways that the intuition screams and cries. These are ways that your body has already made a decision about someone that you're dealing with, and that's being decoded and coming up mentally for you to take a look at. But if you fight that and you look for excuses, or you try to come up with logical reasons why this is happening, or you try to rationalize it, what you're doing is you're saying, I don't trust myself. When you allow someone else to tell you what is really going on, when you know that you know what is really going on, you allow them to what we call gaslighting, or you allow them to confuse you as to your reality. When you're being breadcrumb, you know you're being breadcrumb. When you're dealing with someone who's trying to control you, or someone who's possessive, but they want to make it come across as wanting the best thing for you and needing to protect you, you know what that's all about. When you're dealing with someone who can't meet their obligations because they're preoccupied with something else, or they're not making their commitments with you, or they're late, or they're doing other things, or they're always distracted, and something is telling you that this person is not with you emotionally, spiritually, or energetically, that's your intuition. You have to follow that. When something does not feel good, we move away from it. When something feels good, we move towards it. And a relationship with your divine life partner should be easy. Why? Because the divine feminine energy is a complement to the masculine's natural energy. The Empress is the natural complement to the Emperor. When the Emperor is in his divine masculine, his healthy divine masculine energy, not his distorted divine masculine energy, his Empress will, without question, easily complement him. They will easily be a team. If you're not experiencing that in a relationship, and it's creating a level of distress where you feel like you're going against the current and you're not moving forward, then what you're experiencing is a karmic relationship that is brought into your life for the very purpose of helping you to become more discerning and helping you to free yourself from something so that you can go to the next level. I have gone on and on, so I've got to go. Please don't forget to purchase my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and come back for our third video in the series. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, day, morning, afternoon. Oh, and check me out on IamMelaninMagic.com and experience the glow from some of my natural skincare products, and experience the abundance of having healthy, long, fruitful hair from some of the natural and organic essential oil blends that I have for the hair thinning and just overall health. IamMelaninMagic.com. Bye, Butterfly Transformation.
If you are not using Melanin Magic hair oil, then what are you using?
Hi, I'm the creator of the I Am Melanin Magic skin and hair care brand. The I Am Melanin Magic hair oil is our premier product. It is the leading high-end supplement for your mane.
It reduces breakage and promotes growth, and can be used on all hair types and looks, from straightened hair and micro locks to wigs and protective styles.
It's antifungal, antibacterial, and it's anti-funk, so you know you're protected.
It softens and conditions your hair, and it's anti-frizz too.
Hey guys, so I started using this oil called I Am Melanin Magic since February of this year, and check out the new growth. Like, it's insane. Not only did it help with my new growth, but it smells amazing too.
See the dramatic improvements Denisha has made after not having hair around her edges for 3 years. Tanya's hair had been like this for almost 20 years, and while getting injections. Her doctor said it was scarred and would never grow back. After 4 weeks of using I Am Melanin Magic, this is what she looked like. I Am Melanin Magic did this to Danette's hair after a short time. This is really all your hair needs. It's rich with antioxidants, loaded with growth-promoting ingredients. Look at the growth of my hair. It's amazing. The product speaks for itself. Order yours today and don't delay. Don't delay, purchase yours today.
I am Melanin Magic,
And so are you.